My name is Beth. I am 30 years old. I have been married to Ben for 5 years. Ben loves me very much, but he has one rule. He says, Beth, no pregnancy until you are 38. We both work every day. We both save money. We want to move to a bigger house in a better place. Then, one morning, my body changed. I felt tired all the time. I felt sick in the mornings. Food smelled strange. I blamed work. I blamed stress. One afternoon, I stood in my office bathroom. My hands were shaking. I stared at the test. 2 lines. My heart started beating very fast. My legs felt weak. I sat on the floor. I did not cry. I just breathed. At the clinic, the doctor smiled. She said, "You're pregnant." The room felt very quiet. When I walked outside, the air felt heavy. I placed my hand on my stomach. I felt fear. I also felt warmth. That Friday night, Ben was finally home. No travel, no meetings. I cooked his favorite food. My hands were shaking while I stirred the pot. We ate quietly. After dinner, I sat close to him. I took a deep breath. I said, Ben, I need to tell you something important. He nodded. I said, I'm pregnant. The silence was loud. Ben's face changed. His smile disappeared. His eyes moved away from me. He said nothing. Finally, he said, But we planned no babies. I said, I know, but this is already here. He stood up. He walked to the window. He did not touch me. That night, he turned his back to me in bed. I cried quietly into my pillow. The next morning, I made breakfast. My eyes were swollen. My head hurt. Ben walked into the kitchen. His voice was flat and hard. You need to get rid of it, he said. My body went cold. The room tilted around me. I whispered, This is our child. Ben said, This will ruin everything. I said, How can you say that to me? He stared at me and said, If you keep it, I'm gone. Then he turned and left. I stayed at the table, unable to move. My tea went cold. For days I lived like a ghost. I went to work. I came home. I cried in the shower. I loved Ben. That love trapped me. I told myself I was selfish. Maybe timing matters more than life. I booked an appointment. I did not tell anyone. Then Laura called me. Laura is my best friend. We met after work at a small restaurant. When she saw me, she hugged me tightly, too tightly. She said, I am so sorry. I pulled back. I said, Sorry for what? Her face changed. She said, Beth, you don't know? My stomach dropped. She told me everything. Ben's ex-girlfriend joined his office. They traveled together. They drank together. One night, they slept together. Everyone at his office knew. I could hear my heart beating in my ears. I walked out without finishing my food. That night, I waited for Ben. When he came home, I stood in front of him. I said, "Tell me the truth." He broke down. He cried like I had never seen before. He said it was one mistake. It meant nothing. I asked him, "Then why do you want me to end this pregnancy?" He could not answer. In that moment, I understood everything. He wanted freedom. He wanted control. He wanted a life without consequences. I touched my stomach. That night, I cancelled the appointment. I packed my clothes. I packed my documents. I told Ben I was leaving. I told him I would keep the baby. He stood there in silence. I walked out. The divorce was final. Ben was ordered to pay child support every month, no excuses. When I walked out of the courtroom, I felt weak. I also felt free. My pregnancy was not easy. My back hurt. Some nights I cried from fear. Some nights I talked to my baby. I told him we will be okay. My family came back into my life. They helped me. When the day came, I was in the hospital alone. The room was bright. The pain was strong. Then I heard a cry. They placed my baby in my arms. He was warm. He was real. I cried. I named him Henry. Now, my life is different. I work. I come home. I hold my son. Life is harder, but it is honest. Some plans are built on fear. Some love is built on control. I chose life, and I will never regret it.